Isn't it strange how we go from a week ago talking about, hey, Ovechkin's gonna get his 700th. Tune in tonight to see him get his 700th. Now, in between the first and second period, they're talking about what's wrong with Ovi. Why isn't he getting his 700th yet? When's he gonna get it? Is there a problem? What's going on? What's wrong? Anybody else goes 4 games without a goal? Doesn't even warrant a mention. All right, let's talk about the 3 games that have happened so far. I will review the other 2 on their own later. The Ducks in against the Flames. A little bit of a tilt there. Tilts toward, I don't know. Anyways, the Ducks go in against the Flames, and it started off pretty quiet. Both teams wearing fun jerseys today. So the Flames wearing their white heritage jerseys, just throwbacks. I just call them throwbacks. And the Ducks wearing their orange jerseys again. So they get to wear their orange thirds on the road twice in a row. So that may boost some sales for them. We'll see. Ryan Miller was sharp early. The overall stats will tell you a different story in this, but he was sharp early on in this one. The app was giving me wrong numbers again, so let me just go ahead and fix something here. There, I fixed that. Even if you can't read it, if I can and I know it's not right, it bothers me. Home teams, I think, should wear white, so we'll throw that in here too. I think that's how it should be. The color jersey should be the road team. Now, the reason that it changed is because the dark jersey is the one that sells the best. That's why Adidas stopped making whites in certain teams for retail not that long back. And yet it just looks better. And as a fan, if you go out and every game your team's wearing the white jersey and the color jersey is the visiting team, and you get to see different colors. I don't know, it's just aesthetically it's more fun. Anyways, the Ducks pressed around the halfway mark. They get a power play. Last minute chances for Calgary end up being saved by Miller. And overall, in the first period, the Flames are the better team, but there's a lot of talk about them having lost 5 in a row at home coming into today. Yep, that's a problem. Second period, pressure by the Flames at 4 minutes. And then what happens is, against the flow of that play, there's a turnover. Henrique gets a goal from Ritchie at 5:53. And if you look at it on the replay, it looks like a shorthanded goal with the way that Henrique storms in. Henrique remains red hot right now. But less than a minute later, Mangiapane would score from Hanifin and Tkachuk at 6:46. And I put up here another strong game by Mangiapane. Mangiapane has been an excellent player for Calgary this year and last year. I like the kid a lot. I've talked a ton about him. And I think today's game, kind of a big game for him. So Silverberg would score to make it 2-1 off of a really unfortunate turnover on Noah Hanifin. So that's 2 goals for Anaheim. At 10 minutes and 37 seconds, it becomes 2-1 for Anaheim. And both goals were assisted indirectly by the Flames on turnovers. So that's still a story. They do need to work on that. The Ducks then, the next shot they had trickled through and was cleared by a defenseman in front of the net. Now, if that had gone in and this game became 3-1 at that stage, who knows what would have happened. The Flames get a power play. Miller stopped Johnny Gaudreau after that power play was over. Johnny Gaudreau had a decent enough game. And there was a late power play for the Flames. But boy, were those fans quiet at that stage. This was a very quiet crowd. So it's 2-1 after 2. Almost was 3-1, wasn't. Third period. Early. Nick Delorier scores his 4th of the year? 3rd or 4th? I think it was it's his 3rd, right? 3 minutes and 5 seconds. It's 3-1. Here we go. And then, no. The Flames storm back. First, it's Mangiapane with his 2nd of the game at 4:46. And then Sam Bennett scores from Stone at 5:05. The Ducks call a timeout at that point where Dallas Eakins is like, hey, guys, what's going on? What was that last 19 seconds about? Because we had a win on the road here, and now we don't. The Flames were pressing for the lead after that. Reeder hits the post. Miller looks really off at that stage. The Ducks get close at around the 12-minute mark, but Talbot holds them out, and then it goes the other way. Tkachuk scores from Mangiapane at 12:59, so Mangiapane with 2 goals and an assist. Pretty good day for a guy who's known as mainly a third-line player. Monahan would score at 14:03, so a minute and 4 seconds later, and it's 5-3, and then the Flames get a power play. So they don't score on the power play, but they take 2 minutes off the clock. Mangiapane finishes it with a hat trick, empty net. First career hat trick. Johnny Gaudreau, knowing it's his 2-goal game, passes it over to him. And Mangiapane with the goal there at 19:03. And there you go. Now, with 4 seconds left, Shore gets one of those, you can call it a garbage goal. It was a deflection. It's one of those ones where Talbot, looking back tonight, he's going to be like, man, I should have stopped that. It really doesn't matter to the end score, but it'll drive him nuts. Larson and Silverberg with the assists on that one in 1956. That makes it 6-4 in favor of Calgary. But 5 goals in a row in the third period. What a performance. Miller saves 37 out of 42 for the Ducks. Talbot saves 26 out of 30 for the Flames. 3 stars are Mangiapane, Tkachuk, and Backlund. Shots favored the Flames in every period. 12-10 in the first, 18-10 in the second, 13-10 in the third. Final shots 43-30 in favor of the Flames. Power plays, Flames go for 4, Ducks go for 2. All right, next up. Islanders in against Arizona. The Islanders desperately need a goal scorer. I don't know what they're going to do, but this is ridiculous. To the point where I was tracking, okay, when was the last time they had a goal? Okay, all right. So first minute, there's a power play. That doesn't go anywhere. I believe that was Coyotes ended up with the power play right off the bat. Keller would score from Kessel at 4 minutes and 58 seconds. So Clayton Keller, that's his first goal in a long time. Ranta was sharp when tested, and that became the story today, kind of, sort of. Barzal and Eberle then had a 2-man break that was broken up by Chychrun. Nice back check by Chychrun on that one. Then there was a post and out for Eberle, where Eberle thought, is that in? Nah, it wasn't in. The Islanders really needed more shots, and this is a statement I've made about the Islanders a lot lately. It's not just they're not getting goals, they're not getting enough shots, and not enough good shots either. They're not really going to the dirty areas and getting the shots they need. They need some garbage goals. They need something to go their way. Power play for the Islanders, who, again, need a goal. Ranta held when the Islanders did get those shots late in the period. And the Islanders did. They did pretty well late in that period. But, again, they don't get enough. Second period, the Islanders had a chance 17 seconds in, as if to say, all right, we're down 1-0, but we're going to get this. Eberle then said goal, and the referee said no. You can't score the puck and the goalie at the same time. So, and then they reviewed it and found out the puck didn't cross the line. I was pretty sure that it did, and that they just pushed the goalie in, but no, it didn't cross the line. So Islanders' luck still holds. Power play for the Islanders, that doesn't succeed. Power play for the Coyotes, that didn't succeed either. Pointless power plays were a story today. The Islanders then get another power play, it doesn't work. So the Islanders got some power plays today, it didn't matter. Shorthanded chance for Hinostroza, actually, during the Islanders' power play. Post for Leddy, so they're hitting posts. Not getting goals, but they're hitting posts. No goals in 8 periods for the Islanders at the end of this. 8 periods of hockey and no goals. Then in the third, Garland becomes the first Arizona Coyote to get 20 goals. It feels like in forever. He gets that from Dvorak and Hall at 3:53. So the Islanders do something they haven't done in a while. Beauvillier scores from Green and Pollock at 6:42. So Andy Green adds the offense, as we all expected. He gets an assist on a goal for the Islanders, and that breaks a goalless drought of 166 minutes of hockey and 46 seconds. That's insane. That is way too long. Shots favored the Islanders in the third. After they got that goal, it felt like they got some confidence. Krause then had a late chance that went high. So they pull the goalie with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. They call a timeout with 27.9 seconds left. Whatever they planned didn't work. Varlamov saves 30 out of 32. He was solid. Didn't matter. They lose 2-1. Ranta, 26 saves on 27 shots. Ranta's your first star. Garland's second star with 20 goals. I tell you, Dvorak, he's your third star. He's at 18 goals. He got his 19th assist today, so it looks like we'll have another 20-goal scorer for Arizona. Power plays 0 for 3 for the Islanders, 0 for 2 for the Coyotes. And shots favored the Coyotes in the first 14-10, 12-6 in the second in favor of the Coyotes, and in the third, the Islanders outshot them 11-6. Final shots 32-27. And the Coyotes needed this because, as I've mentioned lately, they don't have a cushion left when it comes to that wild card spot. Nashville's charging, Winnipeg's showing signs. Can't afford to lose anymore. All right, next up, in the last game of the afternoon, not including the one that I'm watching here that's in between periods, Florida goes into San Jose. And Florida desperately needing this after losing a bunch at home. Calgary fans understand that. They need to have some wins on the road now because Toronto lost last night in spectacular fashion. So if Florida wins this one, they're only 2 points back of the Maple Leafs. And so if you're a fan of Montreal or Buffalo, you're cheering for San Jose, which gets problematic. Dadonov scores from Vetrano and Ekblad at 4 minutes and 52 seconds. And whatever energy the crowd had, that just seemed to knock the energy out of it. There were a lot of empty seats. I understand it. I mention it because it's noticeable. Color of the seats makes it more noticeable. Pesek, Trocheck, and Hoffman are the second line for the Panthers. I'm not sure. Here's the question I have. So apparently Hoffman's available, right? They may trade Hoffman. How can you trade Hoffman when Pesek's on your second line as a forward? Honest question, and I like Mark Pesek. I think he's a good, hard-working forward. But if you're ready to trade a scoring forward, potentially for a defenseman, and your top six has Pesek in it, might want to rethink it. The Sharks get a power play. They don't score on it. They get some momentum, and then Gambrell scores from Suomela and True at 11:30. I like this Alex True kid. I do. I think he's pretty good. The Sharks seem to be looking better with everybody out. So missing their team, they seem to be getting better. The Panthers get a power play. They don't score on it. Second period. It started with like a 33-second power play for San Jose. There'd been a 4-on-4. Anyways, I didn't write it on the board. I'm mentioning it here. Power play for the Panthers shortly thereafter. Dadonov then had a one-timer that missed high. So very close to getting another one. Dillon then cleared a puck that was right in front of the net. So that was one of those ones where if Dillon's not there to clear it, it's in the back of the net. True had some chances that were stopped by Burakovsky. I mentioned I like him. Good player. The kid's got some potential. Barkov then had a deke, and he just missed high on that one. Some high misses. So I think they were trying to shoot the same spot on Dell. Hoffman would then score at 11 minutes, and it was a breakaway after a turnover. So, again, it ends up looking like a shorthanded goal that way. Hoffman gets the goal, so does it increase his trade value? Not really. I mean, we already know what we're getting with Hoffman, so his value is already as high as it's going to get. Power play for the Panthers. It doesn't score. Sharks got themselves a power play late, and then last minute, the Panthers were pressuring. They weren't able to score. So it's 2-1 Panthers going into the third. We go halfway through the period. There's some hope. And then Sevier scores from Malgin and Ekblad at 10:04. Nice goal by Sevier. He takes the shot, follows it in, gets his own rebound, and puts it in the net. So really nice play by Colton Sevier. He is one of my favorites. What can I say? The shots were 9-1 for the Panthers at 13.5 minutes into that third period. The Panthers with all the pressure. But LeBanc would score from Burns at 14:34. It was a power play goal, and it bounced over Bobrovsky. So LeBanc takes the shot. It went off of one of the Florida defender's sticks, and it goes right over the head of Bobrovsky and right into the net. So it's sort of like a Tommy Salo goal, but not as embarrassing. So it just goes over the goalie and in. It's a dated reference for people watching. Strawman, however, would answer. He scores from Huberdeau and Barkov at 17:06, and kind of does it for them. They pull the goalie with 2 minutes left. With the goalie pulled, Timo Meier scores to get him within one. Thornton and Burns with the assists at 18:20. So right off that next faceoff, they pull the goalie again. Well, eventually, it's going to bite you. Trocheck gets the empty netter at 19:55. That's Trocheck's ninth. Does that increase his trade value? Probably not. But again, for a team that apparently is thinking about trading Trocheck and Hoffman, they need more forward depth as well. So I don't know how that's going to work. But they win the game 5-3. So Florida gets the win today. Bobrovsky saves 29 out of 32. Dell saves 23 out of 27. 3 stars are Ekblad, Sevier, and Gambrell. Power plays 0-for-4 for Florida. 1-for-4 for San Jose, the only team to score a power play goal so far today. Shots favored San Jose in the first, 12-9. In the second, 13-8. In the third, Florida outshoots them 10-7, seeing that they've got a chance to win this one. Final shots 32-27 in favor of the San Jose Sharks. So let me know your thoughts regarding these 3 games. Second period just started between Washington and Vegas. I'm going to go watch that. Let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. I will talk to you again very soon.